Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today is finally my November month in review, where I will share my completions as well as my WIPs or work in progress with you today. And sorry for the delay, it will be time soon for my mid-month WIP parade where I share what I've done so far in December. But this only includes November. So anything that I've done in December, I am not including in this WIP parade or completion. And spoiler alert, I don't have any completions, but I do have 13 WIPs. And they are a lot of fun. I am enjoying working on my WIPs. I'm hoping to have more done in December, or at least some done in December. One is better than what I have for November. But the delay has been crazy because we've had a lot going on around here. So if you're interested in hearing what's all going on around here and diamond painting with me, be sure to click on that notification bell. I am going to be showing you all of my work in progress up until the end of November, and anything that happened so far in December, I am not including. Also, if you hear a loud buzzing in the background, I do have a heater on. It is really cold in my craft cave, and especially today it is cold, windy, and raining. So it's a little dark as well. I hope that you enjoy all of my WIPs. Let me know in the comments which one that you like the best and which one that you like the least. I would really like to hear. Also, let me know what you're working on. Okay, my first canvas is from Lynn, and this is HannahLynnDiamondPaintings.com. And I am just in love with this canvas. It is called Cozy Morning Coffee. It is a 60 by 81 centimeters, and it is a square diamond painting with 48 colors. It didn't come with any special drills. This was one of the first canvases that came out of production from her manufacturer, and she did send me this for me to review it and also to show you guys. I am close to the halfway mark once I complete one row. It has honestly taken me a long time to get this far, just because there was so much color blocking, you guys, in this laptop. I love pink. It is one of my absolute favorite colors, but it was honestly a slog for me to get through, just because I am not a very good line blocker. When I use my multi-placers, I can do a few rows and I think I'm fine, but to do this many rows of the same color, it was tough on me, but it's well worth it because I think it's going to be gorgeous. And now that I've got past this part, and then her sweater was a lot of blues and some blacks, so that did take me a while as well. But now that I'm past that part, I think a lot of this now is going to be easier for me. Now the cat is going to have some, well, it looks like a lot of line blocking, but I'll get through that. As I mentioned, there was not any special drills that were part of this kit. So far, I have not added any special drills, but I do plan on adding some bling to her glasses. I think that will be really cool. And I'm going to add some bling to the whiskers of this top cat here, and possibly even the nose. I think that will be really pretty by using some fairy dust drills or glimmer drills or whatever that other companies call it. And I do want to work on this. I'm not going to be able to until probably the first part of the year. I don't see me working on this in December. I would like to get a square or two done if I possibly can, but I'm not going to expect it. I did start on this on April the 15th of 25, and that was my birthday. So that would be really special to get this one done. This would have been fun to have this as my 100th diamond painting, because I am getting closer, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But I do highly recommend her company, and these are the Premier Diamond Paintings. She has brought some back that have been gone for a long time, and then she's also brought some that are new. So I think that her rendering is really good, her drills are really good, It's not a tight drill field or anything like that. It is just me on trying to practice on multi-placing, which this is a really good one to practice on, but I want it to look good. So I may just single place on all of the other sections here, or at least what I ended up doing with this portion down here on the laptop is that I ended up just doing checkerboard method, and it went faster than if I would have just single placed it, but it still was a little bit slower than multi-placing. But I do really like this one, and I definitely want to get this one hung up once it's finished. This next one is a rather large diamond painting. This is a 70 by 90 centimeter, and the artist is Cheryl Baker. The name of the diamond painting is Miss Tittles, and it came from the one with the diamond art. I haven't gotten very far on this. I worked on it when I first started this, which was August the 10th. And I've gotten a couple of rows done. I think 3 rows done on this. But I did this for the Cheryl Baker event that's hosted by Cindy. This would be my 3rd year, I believe, that I participated. I participated since she started it. So I'm pretty sure that this was the 3rd year. And it may only be the 2nd. But anyway, I'll have to check on that. But I really want to get back to this one. It's so much fun. And I believe that this is a squirrel. I could be totally wrong, but I am just loving the colors. It does give a lot of fall vibes, and I do want to work on this. I don't think I'll get to work on it in December. I would like to, but I'm not going to commit to that. But this one has been so much fun, and the colors are amazing. There's not hardly any gapping, if any at all. It does have some color blocking and some confetti. I really like it when there's a mixture of two like that. There's not any special drills on here. I might add some, but I'm not really sure because the drills are so bright anyway that I don't really think I need any. If I decide to, I might do it down here when I get to the bottom where we've got some birds on both sides here. She also has her little basket, and there's a butterfly there. And down here we do have some flowers that's on this side. So I might bling up the flowers or maybe even the grass below here. I'm not really sure yet. I can't wait to get back to this. I hate that I didn't get as far as I had wanted to, but I also had other things that was going on in August and just did not get as far as I wanted to. But if you are on the fence and undecided about the one with the diamond art, I highly recommend them. I have done a couple of paintings from them, and I have very little trash with them, and so far I have really enjoyed all the renderings. Some of the renderings are more confetti heavy than others, but one like this one, which this was fully hand rendered, this one is coming out very nicely. It's my first fully hand rendered of theirs. Up is the fairest of them all. It is one of the larger ones. It is a 42 by 125 centimeter. This is a princess panel, and it is from Mandy Manzano from Diamond Art Club. There are 45 colors, and there are 2 ABs in here. I am not planning on adding any ABs or specials to this because I want it to look just like the rendering. This one I purchased in late 2022 and just now getting to it, so I am trying to start refreshing my stash, which will officially begin on January the 1st of 2026. But I really wanted to do at least 1 or 2 in 2025 that were older, and you can tell that it's older because there are some gaps. This is a round drill. It is not as clean as the others that are newer, but I am really loving this process. It definitely takes me back to my roots where I first started with Diamond Art Club, and it's just amazing to see how this company has transformed since then. I would love to have had this as my 100th diamond painting, but I'm not going to get it finished before then because I'm getting very close to that point. I still have a long way to go on this one. I am going to roll this down some so you guys can see. But this is what I've gotten done. It looks really good on camera. I mean, there are some places, there's a lot of trash drills. I won't lie about that. These sadly are discontinued, but you might can find them on a D-stash group. But really be careful with that, because I have seen these go up as high as $400, which I have 4 more in my stash, and I cannot imagine parting with these. And if I did, I would not sell it at a huge fee like that. I just think that is just awful, because it's not worth $400. Yeah, it's nostalgic, but I would not pay $400 for this diamond painting. Even the canvas feels different. It's not the same canvas as what we have now. This feels more like vinyl than it does of what we have with our current ones, but it's still been a lot of fun, and I do plan on doing something with this whenever I finish. I'm in no hurry to get this done. I would like to have it done before the 1 year mark hits, and if I don't, that's fine too, but it would be super nice to get this done. But I think she is just beautiful. I've seen this many, many times completed, and I have loved it every time. So I am just enjoying the process right now and not trying to rush through. Okay, this next one is The Last Supper, and it is from Jaded Gem Shop. The canvas size is a 40 by 180 centimeters, so it is rather large. It is a square diamond painting. There are 68 colors, and I did not add any special drills to this canvas. With Jade, you can add special drills whenever you purchase a canvas from her, and then also she has different sizes, and so you can even choose your size, and in most cases you can choose your drill shape. And I kind of wish I would have gotten it a little bit smaller, but it's going to be really pretty whenever it's done. I love Jaded Gem Shop. The rendering is very good, even if it is an old Masters. I think that the rendering is just very well done. I have not gotten much done, especially since I started this on June the 15th. And I've gotten this one small section done here, which is one of the disciples leaning over the table, and there looks like there's an apple and maybe a bowl or a plate on the table, and that's pretty much all that I've done. I had started this because I was going to give it to my dad and stepmother as a gift, and then that's when I purchased it. That's what the intentions were, and then unfortunately both of them passed away, and I just could not get back to it. I thought I'd go ahead and start in June and work on it a little bit, and I work on it some, and then I start thinking a lot about my dad, and then I just don't finish it. But I think that now I am able to start on it. I have decided what I'm going to do with it, so I think that's going to help me as well. So I do plan on working on it. It's going to be one that I'm going to take my time in the background with. I am going to consider this as an extra large canvas, so I'm going to just work on it throughout the year in 26, and I don't think I will get it finished before the year mark in June, and I'm not expecting to. So this one's just going to be in the background, like a slow burn for me. And then I will show this every month. Hopefully I can get at least 2 or 3 sections done a month, if not more than that. So hopefully going forward you will be able to see some progress, especially in 2026. This next diamond painting is one that was way out of my comfort zone, but I decided that it's something that I really wanted to try. And so I purchased this in late 2023, so it's been in my stash for a while. It is one of the older canvases, but it was upgraded from when the original canvases that I had came out. This one is still an upgrade over the ones that I have from my 2022 stash. And it is really pretty. I love the colors in here. It's the darker colors, but they're brighter. There are 55 colors with 6 ABs, and this came out before any of the other enhancement drills. This is Crystal Ball. It is from Ann Stokes. It's Diamond Art Club, and I did this one for Stokes for September, and I really enjoyed this. This was by Black Dahlia, was the company that did the event, and definitely will want to do that again next year because I enjoyed it so much. But I only have 2.5 rows, not even a half really, left on this canvas. There shouldn't be any reason why I shouldn't get it done. Like I've even flipped it over already. I like to flip when I get at least halfway. So I've done all of this up here, and just look how sparkly that this is. And there are some crystals in here. I think I added these crystals. I did add these on both sides of the flower, and then that was the only extras that I added. But if we come down this way, and this one is a longer one, it is a 56 by 71. I cannot get all of this on my table. I was going to put it on the floor, but decided that I wanted to be able to manipulate it and show it to you guys rather than doing a B-roll. But look at this down at the bottom here. I mean, look how shiny that is. And there's Molly hair. There's a lot of black on here, but look at this placement. And as I mentioned before, I am not the greatest on doing line blocking, but this was all line blocking. There's not any gaps on here. Look how gorgeous that this is. Look at these colors. And I really like the cauldron here, where the crystal ball is being held, and the colors on the crystal ball. The only thing that's a little strange to me, and I've already gotten over it, is that her fingers are just a little weird. Especially this one looks like it's more square, and the other ones look like a round finger. But really, if you don't look at it really closely, you're not going to see that. Of course, I am going to see that because now I can't unsee it. And then we do have a dragon at the bottom. And I'd even forgotten about this little dragon, and that was a lot of fun too. So I am hoping to get this finished early part of January. I am going to really focus on this one in December and in January when I do have some off time in December, and go ahead and get this one done because I would like to have this one in my completed stash. And I think that what I have left, it's a lot of color blocking, so I don't think it will be too bad. But I just love how this has come out. And this definitely is not my style, but I've had so much fun with this one that I have ordered another one by Ann Stokes, and I'm looking forward to doing that hopefully sometime next year. Okay, this next one is Nightfall, and it is by Cat Fedora. It is from Munimade. It is the only Munimade that I have in my stash. I'm definitely going to be ordering from them next year. I am not planning on ordering anything until January or February because I have spent enough over the past few months, and especially with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I am just going to hold off. I also want to see how many kits that I have at the end of the year and then decide what I want to purchase, and then try not to purchase very much next year and just work on my stash. I'm not going to be in a no buy or anything like that, but I am going to be very picky, and I have started to be really picky over the past 6 months or so, which I can tell a huge difference in my stash, and I'm really liking that. But this is absolutely stunning. I've had this in my stash for about a year, and I had put it up. I had planned on working on it, kind of forgot about it. And then when I was going through my stash, I started thinking about Munimade, and I thought, I know I bought one, and I did find it. So that was right after we moved. I've gotten just the bottom part of this done. Because it is a 60 by 76, which really it's not that big, but it's just taking me a while. I am going across, so it's just taking me a little bit longer to get this done. But I love what I've seen so far. I don't have hardly any trash. I had just a few drills that had little pinholes in the top of them, but other than that, I haven't had hardly anything. There are 5 fairy dust, and I do apologize, I don't know what Munimade calls their fairy dust. I don't know if it's glimmer drills. I need to look that up so I'll know for each company. But I am really impressed with the quality. I have put a few of the fairy dust on, which is pretty much over on this side over here where this backing is. There's a little bit there in the bottom, if you can see that, and then there are a few that's over on the right hand side over here that I have a few of those. I haven't really gotten into very many of the special drills, and because this is my first time with this company, I'm not going to add any specials because I want to see what it looks like just rendered the way that Munimade has it. But I'm definitely loving all of these colors, and every time I work on this I don't want to stop. So I am really hoping that I can get at least 1 or 2 sections done in December and then work on this sometime next year. But I am definitely pleased. I love the way that this is coming together, and I also really like this canvas. I think the canvas is really good quality as well. Another one that I have not gotten very much done on, this one is one of my all-time favorites that I have right now in my stash that I'm currently working on. So this is an 80 by 80 centimeter. The artist is Finera. It is from the one with the diamond art. And this one I did for the Finera event that I hosted. I did not get this diamond painting until later in the season of the event. And the event got really busy. I was hosting by myself this year, and it was the first time that we did Finera, the first time that I have hosted for the one with the diamond art. So I want to make sure that everything was done very special and very appropriate, and that everyone had gotten their prizes on time. And so I was trying to be very present within the Facebook group. So with that said, I only got this one section done here. So not a lot, just a corner over here, a couple of sections. I am loving this canvas. It is a lot of confetti, and I love confetti, and I think that the detail on this canvas is actually going to require that there's going to be confetti, because if not, I don't think that all the detail will actually show on this. And we do have 2 ABs and then 2 of the fairy dust, glimmer dust on here. And I haven't really gotten to any of the special drills yet because I'm just working mainly on the vines on this side. I would really like to be able to get at least 1 column done, or I guess a row in this case, which that is 3 more sections. So that shouldn't be that bad to be able to get it done, but we'll see. I definitely want to get back to this one as soon as I possibly can and at least add a few more drills. I did start this on September the 15th. And I just couldn't get it done in time, unfortunately. I do like the fact that it says Debbie Event on the top. Thought that was really cool. So I don't want to do anything with that. I am going to probably have this dry mounted if I can. I'm not sure the size, the maximum size for dry mounting at our Hobby Lobby. So I need to check on that. But it's going to take a while to get this one done. But I definitely want to have it done by September, because I do plan on having another event in September for Finera, and I don't want to be working on the same one. I want to start on a new canvas. This one, I'm loving the colors. I did not start on this one until October the 20th, and I was just doing this until November hit, and I really like all the purples in here. I do like the cat and the witch, and I just like how the top is standing out. I do see where my washi is starting to peel. I've had this washi for a long time. When I used to scrapbook, I collected a lot of washi, and if you are not familiar with washi, or you haven't used it very much but you have just been buying it, so now you have a stash, make sure you don't keep that in your stash very long, because they do have a date and time where your washi is going to not have the sticky back, and it's going to start peeling, and it's just not going to work for you. And that's what's happening to this one. Once I finish my kit, I will just take the actual washi off of it, so that's not going to matter. But the top is starting to curl, and that drives me nuts. And I may not even work on this until I get back into like August, September next year, because it is Halloween. But if I get to where I just want to do a darker painting, then I'm going to pull this one out. I will have it finished. Hopefully, the plan is to have it finished before October 20th of 2026. So at least that will be out of my stash within a year. There is a lot of line blocking whenever I get to the middle part, especially on the witch, on her outfit here, and then her hat. It's going to be a lot of 310, so that should go pretty quickly also. And then a lot of this, the church here, that's going to have a lot of color blocking, it looks like, and really all the way down with the flowers that to me look like weeds. They're leaves. And let's see, anything else I see it's going to be a lot of color blocking. I think she's holding a skull possibly, and that's going to be some confetti there, but not horrible. But I'll still bring this out. I'll show you guys at my end of month review, and I'll let you know if I've worked on this, but more than likely there's not going to be much progress on this until probably this summer. This next one is from Art and Soul, and unfortunately this company is no longer in business. I do have several of the diamond paintings, so I'm going to continue working on those because they're in my stash. I don't want to get rid of them, but this I thought was perfect to start in November because she's a mermaid. I adore mermaids, and there's also a Christmas tree that is behind her. I started this with the intent of working on it for an event that Ever After Diamond Painting is hosting, and you don't have to have a kit from them, but you have to have a kit from a US small shop. And so I thought this would be really good because it was adjacent to Ever After, since one of the owners that was part of Art and Soul is also the owner of Ever After, and so I thought that would be really good to do that. I haven't really posted in a long time for this. I was just doing it for fun. I wasn't really concerned about getting any prizes or anything. So far I have added one fairy dust drill, or actually no, it wasn't fairy dust. I added one sparkler, and that looks like crystals, but it's a sparkler, and that came from DP with Sparklers Tmall, and that is some of the blue that you see through her hair. There was this right here, the real light blue, that came with the kit, but this blue here that looks like crystal, that came from DP with Sparklers. I had that in my stash, and I thought that would be really pretty to add more bling to it. And it really has. I also added a little bit of bling to her eye, and I am hoping that I can get this finished in December. I'm not even halfway yet done, so I'm not really sure if I can, just based on what I definitely want to get finished in December. So we'll see if I'm able to, but if not, then I'm hoping that I can get this done by early part of January. I do plan on spending some time on this one though. I'm not really sure because there were some issues with Hannah Lynn's canvases and Art and Soul skin tone. Right now, this looks like she has a sunburn or way too much blush on. I was going to change that and decided no, I'm just going to leave it. And I haven't even done this side, but that's how pink it's going to be. So I'm not really concerned about the face because that I can contribute that to makeup. But down in her, like her shoulder blade here, or her shoulder here, and then her arm, and then also her stomach, I'm not sure how that's going to turn out, but I'm just going to do it as it's rendered for the skin tones and then just call it a day. But I will show you this again at the mid-month review for December. Hopefully you will see some progress on this, but we're almost at the mid-month already, it seems like, and I hadn't even started on this one. But keep your eyes open for this one, and hopefully I will get it done. I don't know if I said it's a 50 by 70 centimeters. It's by Hannah Lynn. There's 51 colors, 3 ABs with 2 fairy dust, and I did start that on October the 5th. This one I am absolutely in love with, and I haven't even done hardly anything. I don't know if you would even really consider this to be a WIP, but because I did a very small section, I started on another section, and it's kitted up and it has drills on it. So if it has drills on it, I do consider that as a WIP or a work in progress. This is called Sunflower Rebellion. It is by artist Brian Rollison from Distracted by Diamonds. It's a 90 by 62 centimeter. It is a round drill. I don't know why I put round on here. It is a square drill. I knew that wasn't right. It is square drills. There are 42 colors. There are 4 fairy dust on here, and I don't think there are any ABs. This did come with an enhancement pack from Distracted by Diamonds. Unfortunately, they were out of those. I am watching their website, casing it to see if they do have some more that come back. But since I hadn't gotten very far, it will be okay. I do have 2 other Brian Rollisons in my stash, and for both of those, I do have enhancement packs. Well, I know for one that I definitely have an enhancement pack. The other one, I don't think that I do, but I'm hoping that that will come out as well. And it's a lot of yellow. I am not usually a fan of yellow, but I am a fan of sunflowers. And I love yellow, orange, and black together. And so that's really what the basis of this painting is. And I saw this and I just fell in love with it. And again, it's not my style, and because it does look like a little dark art, but I just saw this and I absolutely love it. And then also Jenna, Queen of Diamonds, she has gotten a lot of this done, and I saw where she had gotten hers and was looking at it, and I thought, okay, this has been on my wish list from them for a very long time, and once I saw that she did this, then I jumped on it and I went ahead and ordered it. I don't know if it's still in stock. Distracted by Diamonds likes to rotate their stock, so if it's not in their stock now, just keep looking. You can always contact the owners. They are super sweet, and they will tell you if they plan on bringing it back, or even they'll give you a timeline when you can start looking. So they do know, or they did know, that I was looking for the enhancement pack, so hopefully when it comes in I will be alerted to that. But this is what I'd gotten done. When I unboxed this, and I did unbox it on the channel with you guys, when I unboxed it, I looked at it and I thought, there is no way. I was going to wait until February or March and start on this, and I thought, there's no way. Once I looked at it, I thought, I've got to do it. If I don't get started on this, I'm going to really be disappointed, and I'm not going to work on anything else. So I thought, if I can just put a few drills down, I'll be okay. And I put the few drills down. I wanted to keep going, but I didn't, because I had others to do. And this is also part of that washi that is coming off. I'm going to take that off. I just keep this covered where I know where my stop point is, based on having release paper on one column, one row, and then I just put my washi on here, but that's completely falling off. It's not going to work. But I am absolutely in love with this one. You will definitely see it. It's going to be one that I work on here and there. It does have a lot of confetti. I've already noticed that just doing the first couple of sections, and I am all about that. So I'll do maybe a section or two here and there, but I definitely want to have this done before fall of 26 so that I can have this up and put this in my craft room. Okay, I am almost finished with my WIPs. I know that's hard to believe. This one is Sleepy Owl. It is Metal Crafts, and it is from Diamond Art Studio UK. It's a 45 by 55 centimeter. It is a round painting. There are 36 colors, and I didn't write how many ABs. There are 2 ABs in here and no fairy dust, but I love owls, and I thought this was just really cute. I have had it for a couple of years, or actually I bought it this year. I bought this in 25, and I wanted to do something small for the Purple Post event. I did unbox this on my channel, so you can go and take a look at that if you would like to see it. And I am loving the colors. It is so sweet. I am at the halfway point, and for the Purple Post, the event is now over. Last year, for the Purple Post event, I actually came in second place for the grand prize, and I won 50. Well, it wasn't in US, but it was $50, so whatever that converted to, or actually in dollars, whatever that converted to, it was, I think, around $35, $40 that I was able to spend in their shop. And I held it until later in the year when I purchased the temperature chart, and that helped out a lot towards that particular painting. But I just did it mainly for fun. At the last minute, I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and just put my name in here for the grand prize. And I'd already included the Google form and did all of the event postings and everything, but I wasn't going to do it. And then I thought, you know what, I might as well. And I'm glad I did, because I got the $50. But I did it again this year, and I was hoping to get more of this done, but with the baby being born and me trying to help my daughter, it has been crazy. November is just a huge blur. Went to the hospital 2 or 3 times, and then went to her house for a week to help her, and just the back and forth and trying to get everything done. But I've decided on this one because Claire's bedroom, or her Claire's nursery, is actually woodland animals, and this is going to work perfectly in there. So I am going to see about getting this dry mounted. I really don't want to have it framed, but if I can get this dry mounted, then we can put this in her bedroom, in the right above her bed. I think that's where Maston wanted to put it. Not really sure, but I'm hoping to have this finished by the early part of the year. It is a lot of line blocking, which has been super nice, but he is just super sweet. When I work on this, it goes really quickly, and I don't have hardly any trash on this. And the fact that it's a round makes it go a lot faster, because right now most of my WIPs are larger and they are square. So this has been just a nice time to just sit down and be able to work on a round that goes fairly quickly. And I should have his face done soon, so I'm hoping that I can get some done, even if I get just a section or 2 done in November or in December, then that's going to help. And then I'm hoping I can finish up in. This is another painting that I did decide to turn sideways, because it is rather large, but it is so pretty, and I cannot wait until I finish this and show you guys. If you can see, it is numbered. And disclosure, I have been working on this in December. Today is December the 4th, and I have been working on this in December because I'm doing this as part of an Advent event. And this isn't my Advent, my main one, but I'm doing this with Lady Lath, and that is on their Facebook group. We could start in November and do 1 section a day in November, which is how I got a lot of this done. So if you look at the front of this, the top, a lot of that's already done. That was all done in November, and I've kind of spread out the numbers. I do have some that are very close, but it is going to be really cute. And if you can't tell what it is a snowman, and it is called Christmas Snowman. It is a 55.6 centimeter by 83.7 centimeter. It is a round, and I have not gotten this one in my logbook yet. I need to do that. There are 3 fairy dust in here and 1 AB. I didn't add anything extra. Didn't think that it needed it. And then also I wanted to get it done fairly quickly. I am doing 1 section a day. So today was here. So I did the bottom of the snowman. I think that's his foot possibly. And then also there's a part of that leaf that I did. Tomorrow I will start here, and that's going to be for day 5. Day 6, I actually have 2. I need to get this one. This is a little bit of this that's on here that I need to finish up. So that'll be also part of 6. When I get to Christmas Eve, this will be finished. And then I will have a finish. I've been really good about doing this every day since November the 15th. So I am planning on continuing to do this daily and hopes that I do get it finished. The Advent that I have started on, that is my official Advent, I have already gotten days 1 through 4 done on it. I'm not going to show it because I didn't start that one until December, but that is going to be my main Advent, so I'm working on that one. I also have another canvas I'm not counting as part of my WIPs because that one is from Add More Zest, and it is also an Advent. I've been doing Add More Zest, their Advent, for the past 3 years and didn't want to stop. And it's a really small one this year, so I can kind of breeze through that. I have just been doing one a day. I may do a few extra sections over the weekend just to go ahead and get some of it out of the way, because it takes time doing both of these and just doing one section every day and then trying to also work. I'm helping Madison with the baby, and it's just been crazy. And then just with the holiday season, so I'm trying to get just as much as I can done, and I'm not trying to rush through it. I'm doing it because I want to. So I want to make sure that's really clear. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing it because I want finishes. I do want finishes for the Advent especially, just so I can say that I did it, because it is Advent, it is special, and then I will be able to have both of those that I can put up in December next year when we start to decorate our house. The next one that I'm going to bring out is my mystery canvas. It is from Jaded Gem Shop. It is from fall of 2024. And if you don't want to see it, then I would go ahead and just step out. That is going to be the last one that we do have. I do have one more that I just knew I was going to have a finish, but unfortunately I didn't make it. And that one is Poppy from Diamond Art Club. And that one is a very small diamond painting. I need to see, I don't think I even have it in my logbook yet. I thought my logbook was pretty much up to date, but I don't think I have that one in here. I don't see it. But that one I left at work. It is from Amazon, but it's Diamond Art Club, and that one I just knew I'd get finished because it is very small. I have 1 row left. That's probably going to take me maybe an hour to 2, but I just ran out of time and I wasn't going to rush through it, and I had it at work hoping I would be able to do it in between exams, and I just couldn't get there. So that one is a WIP that I am going to add, but unfortunately I left it at work. And I wasn't going to go back to work to get it just so I can have that small one. But I am going to bring out the mystery, and I am loving it. But again, no hard feelings if you don't want to see it. I want to be surprised myself whenever I go to my next mystery. And I was surprised on this one too because I didn't know what it was. So I'm going to bring that one out and show you how much I've gotten done. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. So once again, this is a mystery from Jaded Gem Shop, and it is fall from 2024. So are you ready? Here she is. I think that's really, really pretty. And I do have these. The release paper on here is just plain. I just numbered those. I do have the Mystery Mania release paper for my next one. I hope that I have enough. I need to figure out which release or which painting I'm going to do when this one's finished. I still have several that have not been called on the numbers. This week, number 6 was called. So I only have, well, there were several, but that's the only one that I have available. And so I will do this section here next. But I think she is really cute, and obviously it's a witch. I will be surprised if it comes out to be anything else. I didn't know what this was, didn't have any idea. I knew the color schematic, and that was pretty much it. And then the more I worked on it, the more that I was able, of course, to see it. And there are, I'm not even sure how many colors. These are not numbered on here. I will have to get that information, and I'm not going to sit here and count that right now. I'll have to get that information and see exactly how many are in here. This is called the Crafter's Den Autumn Mystery number 3. And it is this one doesn't even say the size. So I do have this. Okay. I do have this on my handy dandy logbook. I didn't think I did, but with this one, it's a 45 by 60. It is a square drill. There are some specials in here. I didn't put how many. I think there's 2. There may be a couple more, but I'm pretty sure there's 2 special drills. I did run out of my special drills early on. I did not have those in my stash, but I was placing an order with DP with Sparklers for an enhancement pack for another diamond painting for next year. And I went ahead and added a pack. It was a yellow. So I went ahead and added that pack. So now I have it. And I did start this on 9/7. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It just depends. When the numbers are called on Saturdays, I look to see if I have that number. If it's only 1 or 2 squares, I will wait till the end of the month or end of the week often to go ahead and do it. And now here we are on a Thursday, and I haven't done 6 yet, but I have until Friday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will be able to get this done fairly quickly. I can do that Friday morning before I take my daughter to work, or even when I get home. So I'm not worried about that. And hopefully there will be more numbers called in the upcoming week, so I can go ahead and get this one knocked out and start on a new mystery. That's all that I have for you today, guys. I am sorry that I do not have any completions, but I think I have some beautiful canvases that I have a really good start on, and that I will be able to continue working on those. As I mentioned earlier in the intro, I do have 2 canvases that I am really on the fence with if I'm going to keep them or if I'm going to sell them to a friend of mine. I have had a few issues with both of the canvases. Nothing that would be a game changer of me not buying it again, but it's all on me. So I did not include those as my number of WIPs, and I will know within the next week or 2 before the end of the year even if I'm going to keep those or if I'm going to sell those to her. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you are doing well, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.